Good morning, everybody. So today we're going to be lying on the floor and we're going to need something under our hips. So I've got a lovely bolster, but you can use blocks or cushions. And the best way to get into this is have what you're going to use at your side, lay on the floor, and then push up with your feet and just slide whatever you're using underneath. Now, don't have anything under your head in this point. We're going to really tuck our shoulders under and get a chance to open our chest. Thinking about our rib cage, just let your rib cage relax. So watch that you're not sticking your ribs up, protruding them in a heightened position. So we want to soften these top ribs down towards your spine and just let the back of the rib cage soften towards the floor. Just shiggle your hips so you get a nice, you want to get a little bit of extra stretch through the lower back. Nice, okay, lovely. So we're looking up at the ceiling. Again, tuck our shoulders under. And then see if you can get a feeling of bringing your sternum towards your chin. Now that's not by sticking your ribs up, it's kind of sliding, it's like lengthening through the front of the body. Tuck your chin under. Now we're going to take our arms out to the side, roll our shoulders back and down. So our fingers are pointing up to the ceiling. And we're breathing in through the nose. So let's just hold this for 5 breaths. Out through the nose. Just allow the breath to fill your belly. Nice deep breath. Lovely. Now, float our arms up in the air. Again, tuck these shoulders under. And then as we exhale, we're going to let the right arm go behind us, left arm in front. When we feel them sticking, extra stretch, and you might be able to drop them a bit lower. Inhale back. Change side. Extra stretch. Inhale back. First side again. Extra stretch. Inhale back. Second side. Extra stretch. Inhale back. Both sides. Drop your shoulders away from the ears. We're going behind the head now. As you do that, just check that you don't lift your ribs up. Shoulders away from the ears. Now really stretch those arms, but keep your shoulders away from the ears. Hold another 2 breaths. Lovely, and back. Now we're going to hug our body, see if we can work our hands around the shoulders. And then opening the arms, changing the hug the other way. Lovely, and release. Great. Okay, now let's take our right knee and we're going to hold it towards us, straighten that left leg. Now your left leg will be floating, I hope. Let it float. And think about your belly, let your belly draw in and up, and then we're just going to float that leg up Exhale, float it down. Keep the shoulders tucked under. See how long you can make that floating leg. And as you stretch down, nearly touching the floor, notice that you get that hip flexor. You get a little stretch in the hip flexor. Nice and smooth, using the breath. Lovely. Okay, let's change sides. So we're going to straighten that right leg, bringing the left knee towards us and noticing how your belly draws in and up as you smoothly lift and drop the leg. So when you do that, you can go from pointing to flexing, flexing to pointing. Check that your ribs are not sticking up. Keep your shoulders rolling back and down. Breathe. Lovely, last one. And then both knees towards your chest. Cup your knees with your hands so your fingers are pointing down. And just let your arms straighten so your feet move further away. Take the right ankle, put it on the left knee. We're going to take the right hand inside between the legs and we're going to catch around the thigh. Stretch that left leg up and we're going to rotate the ankle, wakening up our little feet. Nice big circles. Changing the direction of your rotation. Okay, lovely. And changing legs. So left ankle in front of right knee, catch left hand through the gap, catch around your thigh, straightening that leg. Now, it might be for some of you that that's a bit too much of a stretch, so you can put your belt around your thigh so that your leg's further away from you, if that works better. But if that's all right for you with the holding with your hand, then carry on making your rotations with your ankle. Changing direction. Lovely, and then release. Bend the knee and then undo the legs. Again, cup your knees, start to take the heels back. Now, keeping hold of the right knee, just let your left foot go down and then let the right foot go down. So we want to reposition ourselves to make sure that we're still square. Our shoulders in line with our hips, feet in line with the hips as well. Tuck our shoulders under. I would like you to push down on your feet so you're lifting your bottom away from your block. Don't go too high, just lift a little bit and then think about your sternum, move it towards your chest. You can have your arms out to your side. And we're breathing. See if we can hold that for another 2 or 3 breaths, but come down when you need to. Remember, when you come down, it's upper back, mid back, and then lower back. One more breath for everyone. And then exhale, lengthening your tailbone away as you bring it back down onto the block. And then you can bring your knees forward. Okay, so we're going to do that another couple of times. Rolling up. This time, if you like, you can have the arms in front of the head. Those of you that are feeling frisky this morning can bring your foot on the floor, let one leg come up in the air. And then change, bringing the other leg up, breathing, and then rolling down, back down onto your block, knees forward. Okay, and then you can have a little stretch. We're going to do it one more time. So one foot down, the other foot down. Tuck the shoulders under, push up with the feet, arms over the head. If you're doing the extra raise, one foot up. The other foot up. And then rolling down. And then just bring the knees again towards the chest. So just have the knees where it works for you. If you have them too close in, you might find that's not giving you the best relaxation on your lower spine. So for some of you, you might prefer to just have the knees slightly further away. And again, you can use your belt around the knees to hold on if it's not working, to catch with your hands. So just taking a few more breaths, softening the tailbone. Bringing one foot down, then the other foot down. And then we're going to push up with our feet to lift the bottom and just remove whatever you were using. At this point, if you like something under your head, you can pop that under your head. And let's just have a stretch the arms, stretch the leg. And then bringing the knees up, we're going to just roll to one side, push up into a sitting position, and then let's come to standing. Okay, so we're going to face down our mat. And if you have something in front of you, it could be a low stool or a chair or your blocks. So we're facing down our mat, our feet are hip distance. So we're going to just turn our left foot slightly, bring the right foot forward. Hinging from the top of the leg. Bring your hand onto your chair or whatever you're using. These stools are quite good because you can choose the height you want. Okay, once you've got your nice straight spine, you can let your arm come up so it's in line with your shoulder. Straight leg, Ruth. Both legs straight, that's right. Trikonasana. Breathing. So you're probably feeling that stretch more than anything in the inner front leg. That looks nice, everyone. Breathing. And we're going to rotate to bring our hands now, turn our back foot, slightly bring your foot in if you like. Both legs straight, we're lengthening from the tops of the legs, take our shoulders away from the ears and just hinge forward. So don't worry about going too low. If you need to stay up higher to get a straight back, that's lovely. If you find that you can hinge lower, then you can take it lower. And for some of you, you can sometimes find some blocks either side of your feet to really feel that stretch in the back leg. Begin to take your abdomen towards your thigh, and some of you can just have the hands on the floor. So let's hold for 5 breaths. Nice. Lovely. And then to come up, bringing the hands higher. Just going to walk your foot in a little bit and leaving our left hand where it is. Just going to rotate now to the right. So we're doing a reverse trikonasana. Bring the arm up. Shoulders away from your ears. Really press down through your back leg. And then returning to the chair, we're going to bring that back leg in line with the front leg. So we're going to go into our Uttanasana forward bend. So you can lengthen onto your chair so you get a lovely long spine. Feeling that stretch up through the back of the legs. If it's too strong for you in the legs, you can just bend your knees and think about lengthening your sit bones up to the ceiling. And then if you want, you can just let your head hang. If you're well down, you might want to put the backs of the hands on the floor. And then walking your hands back. Okay, so to come up, let's all bend our knees and take your arms out like you're playing an aeroplane game, and then bring your sternum forward. Use your feet to push into the floor to come up safely. Lovely. Okay, so let's try that now on the other side. So if you were using blocks, you might want to move them to the other side of your mat. Right, feet hip distance. So turn your right foot out slightly, and we're bringing our left foot forward this time. And we're going to hinge forward from the top of that left leg. Breathing. And as you warm into it, you might be able to drop lower, but don't be in a rush. Feel the stretch. Three more breaths. Lovely. And then rotate to face your chair. Turn your back foot. Move this out of the way. So stay as high as you need. We want to have two straight legs and we want to have our spine stacked. So we're not diving. But as you hinge from the top of the leg. So you're folding your lower tummy onto your upper thigh. If that's working for you, you can slide more. Just stop wherever you need. Breathing. In through the nose, out through the nose. If you're well down, you can take the hands towards the floor, perhaps a block on either side of your foot, or indeed coming to the floor. And then to come up, lengthen the spine, bring your hands higher, walk your back foot in slightly to do our rotation. So we're going to leave the right hand where it is, rotate to the left, bring the left hand up. So we're wanting to turn our trunk, rotate our trunk. Yeah, come a little bit higher, Hazel, so you can get more rotation. So feel that stretch in that back leg quite strong. Really working into your back heel. Use the back heel as a pivot to get your rotation through the spine. Let's hold for 2 more breaths. Shoulders away from the ears. Very nice. Nice, Hakeem. Lovely. And then release. Okay, so bringing the hands back, and we're going to bring that back leg forward. So both feet are parallel again. We're doing Uttanasana. First of all, get nice and long through the spine. Check our feet are parallel. Toes spread. Sit bones reaching for the ceiling. If you need, you can bend the knees. Let your sit bones reach up. See if you can make contact with the belly on the front of the thighs. Some of you can let your head hang. Nice. And then to come forward, lengthening again onto your a little bit higher, lengthening the spine. Now bend your knees, take the arms out to the side, bringing your sternum forward to come up. Lovely, and then release. Good, okay. Right, we're going to try our little tree pose now, so just ease out a little bit first. So we have our feet parallel. Now, if you need to, you can have the wall behind you so that you can use the wall to steady you. Or alternatively, you can have one leg against a chair so that when you bring the other leg up, you've got support. So let's go up first of all with standing on, in my case, the left leg, bring your right leg up. Take the arms out to the side, turn our palm, shoulders down. So you can have one leg against the chair if you're finding the balance problematic, and you don't need to bring your heel all the way up, just have the heel where it works for you. For some people it's going to work better on the knee. Really stretching down into your standing foot. Let the heel push into the thigh and the thigh into the heel. And feel how that gives you that ability to lift up from the pelvic floor. That's nice, Vico. Yeah, lovely, Rosie. Breathing. Lovely, and release. Good. Okay, let's try that on the other side. So just ease out your legs, and if you need to change your position to get the wall, then you can do that. So we're standing on the right foot in my case, bringing the left heel up. Now ideally, you want to try and bring your hip above your ankle, which is quite hard. It's harder for me on that side. Stretch the arms, shoulders up. If you can. If you need to keep your hands on the wall, then that's absolutely fine. Shoulders down. Nice, Ruth, lovely. Pushing the heel into the thigh, thigh into the heel. Noticing how that gives you a lift up through the pelvic floor. Try and keep both elbows straight. Lovely, and then to come down, bring the hands together and come down. That's nice, Akim, that was a bit longer. Okay, and then ease out. Lovely, right, I'd like to just try a little dog stretch now. So we're going to do this hopefully in a nice easy way. So what you might want to have is a couple of blocks or raises that are similar height, or alternatively a wide low table which is going to be wide enough. So we're going to sit, kneel, with our knees hip distance. We're going to put our hands on the block or on the low table. Tuck our feet under. So we're tucking our toes under, spreading our toes. Take a breath in, and then as we exhale, lift your tailbone up and bring it back. And then if that works for you, you can then straighten your leg. Hazel, can you get a little bit higher? Have you got something that you can come a little bit higher? So if you just watch for a moment, you want to make sure that you're not doing this kind of thing. So don't push your nose towards your feet. Rather, bring your shoulders a little bit more nearer to your wrists, and then lift up from your sit bones. So you're, sorry, better for me on the floor, but so that you do open the armpits, but you're not forcing it. It's coming from the sit bones. And then if you can bring the heels down, then that's lovely. Yeah, shoulders away from the ears, beautiful. So really working through the feet. Try and have the ears in line with the upper arms, and then what we're doing is sliding the ears down towards the elbows, so your neck feels quite free and light. Okay, and then let's have a little rest. So we're going to sit in pose of the child, if that works for you, to bring your forehead down. You may need to have something ready to put under your hips, and then you might need to have a block to land on. Nice, just letting your front ribs soften into your thighs, and that relaxes the back. Okay, so when we're ready, we're going to try that again. Now, if you found when you're doing it that your shoulders felt really restricted, you could use a chair like I've got kind of armchair here, so that when I go up, I'm actually quite a lot higher than even a block. But what it does do is it gives my upper back a chance to stretch and lengthen. So that's a good way. You have to have the chair against the wall, obviously, but that's a good alternative. It's quite handy. Being at home, everyone's got furniture around, so you can be a bit inventive. But otherwise, if you're using blocks, and if that was working last time, just carry on. Or if you want to try it without anything, hands on the floor, then that's obviously fine too. So knees hip distance, feet hip distance, spreading the toes. You can bend the knees at first, let your sit bones lift up, straighten the legs. If you can, drop the heels. And then just let your head relax. So your ears are in line with the upper arms, and lengthening the ears towards the thumbs. Breathing. So if we want to add a little bit more, we can lift up one leg, the right leg, let the right leg come up. And down, lifting the other leg. And down, whoops, cramp going on, okay, lovely. And then back down into pose of the child, using a block under our heels if we need, or under our forehead if we need. So just allowing the front ribs to soften down towards your thighs. And noticing how that lets your back ribs relax. Lovely. And then when you're ready, kneeling up. So we're going to do the dog pose again, but only to get us into another pose. So we're not holding it. So bring our hands back and go into downward dog. Taking a breath in, and then as we exhale, big step forward with your right foot. Bring the right knee above the right ankle. Oops. And then we're coming up into warrior one. So we can bring the arms up if that feels okay. You have to find the length, the right stance for you, so that when you bend your knee, it's over the ankle. Lovely, nice warriors there, beautiful. Keep dropping the shoulders, sending the hands to the ceiling, palms facing each other. Let's hold for 2 more breaths, see if you can drop a little bit more. Nice, and then bringing your hands back onto the floor. Just go back into dog, catch your breath. Take a breath in, and then we're going to bring the left leg forward, turn your right foot out slightly, spreading your toes, get the right height. So you want to bend your knee so it comes over the ankle. Bringing the arms up. Strong back leg. Shoulders down away from your ears. Let's hold for 3 more breaths. Dropping into it. And inhale to come back. Lovely. Okay, very good. These are good, important poses because they're weight bearing. So we're using our body to strengthen our bones. Right, from there, let's do our wide leg forward bend. So we're going to take our feet wide, check we've got our feet parallel and the weight on the outside edge of the feet as well as the inside. And then we're hinging. We can use a table to land on, or yeah, start off quite high actually. So you want to check that your spine is stacked. And then as your spine warms up, you might be able to drop lower. But don't be in a rush. Those of you that are quite far down can bring your hands between your feet. Let your head go down towards the floor, bringing your elbows parallel. And then walking your hands forward again. Just bring your feet in slightly. Hands to your hips. You can bend the knees. Bring your sternum forward and coming up safely. Feet together. Lovely, well done. So let's head now down to the floor into a sitting position. So we're coming up onto a cushion if that helps us to get a nice straight spine. Remember what I was explaining with the spine, that if you find when you initially sit on the floor, for some people it's quite hard to get a straight spine and you find that your back curls. So what we can do to support that is to pop something under, a bit like a wedge, so we've got an angle. Then it helps us, our spine to stay straight. Okay, right, from there, hands on the knees. We're going to bring left arm over to right and just look behind you. As you do that, see if you can keep the opposite knee down. Back to center. Hands on the knees, going the other way. Use your hand on the knee to push, to pull your knee to help you get that lift and rotation. Looking over the left shoulder. And release. You might notice that one side feels easier than the other. Okay, so we're going to try this. So we're going to bring our knees together and then let our knees go to one side. In my case, it's going to my left. And now, if that's awkward for you and you find yourself falling over to the right, you want to pop something underneath your right hip so that you can keep both hips even. That's it. Right, so you've got your feet, whichever hand is near your feet, take that hand and you're going to bring it over your body with the palm facing down and your fingers pointing back into your body, and you're going to put your hand underneath your legs if possible. And then we're going to turn to look over our shoulder, look over the right shoulder. You can use a belt. Now, where's my belt gone? You can put a belt around your leg and use the belt if the hand's not working. And then release. Okay, so let's try that to the other side. And hips down. So hips, in my case now, to the right. If we're needing to have a raise, we want to pop that under the left hip. So ideally we want our hips to be not dropping off to one side. You want your hips, so you want to drop that right hip. Okay, so we're taking the hand that's nearest the feet, with the palm facing down, we're bringing it round, and then we're going to turn our fingers back towards our leg and catch the hand, put the hand under the leg. Now, if that doesn't work for you, you can just loop your belt and hold your belt with your right hand instead to get your lift, and turn to look over to the left. If you can get your hand down, it's quite a good stretch through the fingers. breathing. Lovely, and release. Good. And then let's just cross our legs again and give your hands a little shake. Okay, I've got time for this. So one last sitting is we're going to kneel if possible. So what we're going to do is sit, if we can, we're sitting on our heels. If that's not working, just get whatever height you need, so that when you sit, you can be on your heels. You can be this high, that's absolutely fine. If kneeling isn't happening for you for whatever reason, then just sit in whichever sitting position is comfortable for you. And I'll better turn around for this. So then we're going to rotate our hands, bring our palms together. So the fingers are pointing down to the floor, and then we're going to start to rotate them so they point into the body. And slowly, yeah, if that's as far as they're going, that's fine. Just hold that position, but really open your chest as you do that. Let the back waist move back. So you're really descending the weight onto your sit bones. If you can work your hands up the back, then you can do that. So just find whichever position works for you, and then we're going to reach up to look up at the ceiling. So lean back, open the chest. Lovely. And then hinge forward, let the tummy come onto the thighs if you can, or just come wherever you can. See if you can let the elbows lift. Two more breaths. And then to come up, just lengthening the crown of the head away from you. And then just free these little wrists. That's quite strong, isn't it? So nice rotation to ease out. The thing about these movements is that they're not movements that we make in daily life generally, so it's good to practice them in our yoga because it keeps that ability there and keeps the flexibility in our wrists and fingers. Okay, so we're going to now begin to do a couple of wind downs before we relax. So what I'd like you to do is, if you want to put anything on so that you won't get cold, if you take a moment now to do that. Might want to put some socks on. I know we've got some sock lovers in the class. And then we're going to make sure that we've got something for under our head if we need that. Possibly a blanket. And then we're bringing our feet over some sort of raise. It could be two big cushions, or in my case a bolster, or one of these rolls. And have the soles of the feet together. So you bring your feet together into, if you can see that, into Baddha Konasana position. And then we're going to lie down and find a really comfortable position. So you might want to alter where you've got your roll. You may want it nearer or further, and you might want to have your feet closer or further away. So just experiment to tuck the shoulders under. You can take the arms out to the side. Now, if you like, you can just bring your hands onto your belly so that as you breathe in, you notice how the belly swells on the inhalation and sinks on the exhalation. Just following the breath. And notice on every exhalation, you can allow your body to be a little bit heavier onto your mat. It's like you're giving your weight to the mat. Give the shoulder weight, let that fall more heavily onto your mat. And just checking your mouth, you can let that lower jaw fall away slightly from the upper jaw. So there's a little gap between your lips. And the tongue is soft. So now staying in that zone of relaxation, just begin to straighten your legs only. So move away whatever you were using under your knees and just let your legs be straight, your toes flopping either side. Following the rise and fall of the breath. And then beginning to get ready to take a deep breath, just moving your fingers and toes, stretching your arms and legs, And then just have a big stretch before rolling to one side, and just be on one side for a moment. Noticing how your body's feeling, taking the time to become aware of your body. And then from there, very gently, no rush, just as you're ready, we're going to translate to sitting and bring that same level of stillness to our sitting position. Noticing your spine, perhaps able to be a little straighter. Our shoulders a little bit more relaxed. And our breath a little steadier and deeper. Just bringing our hands together so that we can finish together. Just taking a moment. Lovely. Thank you all very much.